Pennsylvania, and Conshohocken is outside of Philadelphia. And I moved to Santa Fe about 11 years ago. And I moved there mostly because of my interest in art. I'd always heard there were artist colonies in Santa Fe, so it was always a dream to be there. And I've been making art actually for 15 years now. So most of my art making time has been in Santa Fe, and I'm very influenced by the colors there, by the mountains, by the vast amount of space and horizons that one can see there. So it's been really great as an artist. So this piece is called Black Mesa, and it's inspired by Santa Fe. There is a place called Black Mesa, and it's beautiful, and this reminds me of being there at night when the light's starting to go down. In the front here, it's reminiscent of the junipers. Juniper trees are all over Santa Fe, and I've been doing a lot of this method where I use a lot of water in my work and drips so that it gives the work a bit more fluidity. And I like the contrast of that with the thick paint in the actual mesa. I'm also really working a lot with big empty spaces in my pieces these days, and I think part of that is being in Santa Fe. There is so much land that is just, you can see for miles and miles, and there's an expansiveness in Santa Fe, so I really try to bring that into my work, such as Black Mesa. So this piece is called Abiquiu Sandstone, and I call it that because I actually collected this sand from Abiquiu. Most will know Abiquiu because Georgia O'Keeffe lived there and made a lot of her work there. And there's a couple spots I like to hike in, and I collect sand and sometimes I collect rocks, and I like to paint with them. So this particular piece, I actually hand ground rocks, and I have various colors. This is the kind of ochre color, and I ground it down and I mix it with a painting medium and actually paint with that. So as in my other pieces, this new series that I'm doing, you see a lot of the horizon line that I'm dealing with, mountains in the distance, and also a lot of empty space, again to bring in that sort of vastness of Santa Fe. This piece is also showing my technique of where I like to do layers of paint and use a spray bottle to kind of pull back the new, fresh paint and reveal under layers. So you can see that in the bottom of this piece where you can see the lighter color and the dark color which is on top, as well as in the sky. And again, I like that this sort of brings in the element of water. Even though this piece is very land-based, there is the element of water that shaped the mountains, that makes things grow. So I like to bring that into my pieces as well. So this piece is called Vast, and my work is very inspired by nature. So when I'm painting, I don't set out to have a certain goal that I'm trying to paint something specific, certain colors. I really let the painting reveal itself to me. And for me, it's a spiritual process because I really don't know what's going to happen. I just let the painting sort of reveal itself to me. So this piece is an example of that. And what I'm doing here, you can probably see that color theory is of a lot of interest to me. So I like to deal with opposing colors on the color wheel because they create a vibrance and an energy. And so there's a glow that's happening on the bottom. This piece also is part of this series where I'm dealing with horizons and mountains in the background and the vast space that one can find in nature. I actually studied art history in college, and that was a practical decision. I thought that I would have more opportunities for work if I was an art history major as opposed to a studio art major. So, which was, obviously not exactly correct. But I loved painting so much. I took several classes in college, and then I just continued on and took classes at various universities, College of Santa Fe and University of New Mexico, and really developed my interest in two-dimensional design and color theory, and eventually went back and got a master's in art education. And so I've been painting now for 15 years, and I used to do oils and do mostly flowers and found objects, but now I've really moved to abstraction, partly because I love what abstraction offers in terms of infinite possibilities. I'm not replicating something, I'm creating something new, and to me that's extremely exciting, to go to a painting and just explore the possibilities with it and let it be influenced by nature and see that influence in terms of color and form, but to have open sort of possibilities in terms of what I do with that, like creating a green-yellow sky, for example. So, so my journey in making art for 15 years has really changed quite a bit, and I'm really enjoying my new direction of reducing my palette a bit more and still being influenced by nature and exploring the horizon line. So my advice to any new artist would be to go for it, to put all the energy that you have and effort into making your art and promoting your art. When I was in college, I ended up studying art history because I thought it was a more practical major than being the studio art major. But it turns out today that I'm an artist, and I feel that we always go back to what we love. And so it's important to pursue those passions and dreams with all the effort that you have, because these dreams can come true.